I've been offered numerous truck rides, especially when they was doing the dirt stuff. And I've basically, if I can't get in you know, a front running truck, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go do like what Todd did there and just run in the back. I don't want to do that. These guys, Ron and myself and Todd and Jack Sprague and a few other guys, we had really great careers in racing. And um, why go back there and run 20th? I don't want to do that. If I go, I plan on trying to win the race. I might not be able to, but if I was to go back and run a truck race or an Xfinity race, I would want in really good stuff, or else I'm not going to do it. And then, you say I haven't been in a truck in 12 years. We just quit going to Goodwood about 5 years ago. We built a crazy truck that set, matter of fact, nobody's broke our record over there yet. And so we were doing hill climb stuff and we, just built some crazy stuff and probably set the fastest time ever done in a NASCAR style vehicle at Coda. Noah set the fastest time at um, Virginia, set the fastest time. Let's see, Sebring. I mean, none of these places has had a NASCAR style vehicle run a lap as quick as we did with that truck. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like fun to do, but we're not doing that anymore either. But it hasn't been that long ago. We were competitive in that arena.
Sure. And looking to, of course, you had a lot of good starts across the NASCAR Cup Series. And when you were on our podcast, I remember we shared with you about those records you didn't know you held, about the most laps led without a win, most poles without a win, and the most occurrences of leading the most laps in a Cup race without winning. Like when you think of those kind of things, are those records that you're okay that your name's attached to? Maybe I know you didn't know that your name was attached to those a few years ago, but like, how does it make you feel when you hear about those kind of numbers in your Cup career, at least that part of it?
It pisses me off because we dominated so many cup races that we just absolutely I mean, there's no way you can't win them when you have as good a vehicle as we had in 8 or 9 of those races. We should be sitting here on 12 or 14 wins, but we'd either have we had a chunk of rubber getting a freaking alternator one time. We've had blown tires. We've had the engine breaking a freaking rod bolt. Rod bolts haven't broken these cup style engines in years and years and years and years. So we've just had some really freak things happen to me in my cup career. But that doesn't, I'm not ashamed of how we ran. We ran up front. We ran good. We finished in the top 10 points one year and led the most laps at a lot of racetracks. I don't have any regrets. I mean, yeah, is the one that got away. Man, which one you want to talk about? I led the white flag on the Daytona 500 twice. Figured out how to lose it both times. So, we had a 9-second lead with 9 laps to go at Watkins Glen. Figured out how to lose that. It was just so many races that we dominated and ran awfully well in. Just freak stuff happened, and some of it was self-inflicted, but a lot of it was just circumstances or part failures. So I'm not ashamed of that. I don't have any problem with that. When you brought those records up to me, I'm like, shit, that's crazy, insane. But I never had any idea of any of that. Once again, I have no regrets, but I have thought many, many times and in many conversations with friends, wonder what the numbers would have been and how many championships we could have racked up if I'd have just stayed in the trucks. Like Ron and Jack and them guys did. Or Jack gave it a go a couple times, and Ron ran a couple races. But I went on and did Cup full time, and I just wonder. Sometimes I wonder, could we have 4, 5, 6, 7 championships? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how many. I think we could have laid some records down that would have been really hard to ever break if we'd have stayed there. But once again, I dropped out of high school in the 10th grade. I flew back to Susanville in my own Learjet. I mean, not many people can say that. So it was just, I can't, without the Cup Series, I never could have done that. So once again, no regrets. I just have some wonders, I guess is a fair way to put
Sure.
it.